students. Today, in today's presentation, we'll be discussing about third and fourth topic. So, in last presentation, we have discussed about first and second topic. So, first unit we have already discussed, second we have already discussed. Now, moving towards the third topic, it is human resource remuneration and performance appraisal. So in the first part, we'll learn about remuneration. Now, what is remuneration? Remuneration is such an important aspect of human resource that satisfaction of any human being depends upon how much amount he is getting as his remuneration or what he is getting in return in monetary forms and non-monetary forms. That is called as remuneration, and that is an important aspect, as I said. And also the satisfaction of human resource depends upon how much is earning. As like, suppose you have been newly selected in a company or in an organization, or you got a new job. The first question which will be asked to you by the society, by your friends, your relatives, is that how much package you are getting, isn't it? That much, how much remuneration you will be getting from this job, isn't it? So on that basis everybody will judge your talent. Okay, so that part will be learning that what is remuneration, what is its meaning, what does it mean. As I just now said, that remuneration means both monetary and non-monetary benefits which an employee receives from the in return of whatever work he is doing. Okay, then in that remuneration there are two types of methods which we are going to learn, that is time wage method and piece wage method. Okay, so what is time wage method? So this is the system where worker is paid on the basis of time spent by that worker in doing his work, in irrespective of whatever amount of work he has done. Okay, so how much time he spends on doing his work, that time is considered while calculating this time wage system. It is also called as time wage system or time wage method of calculating your remuneration. Okay, now the basis of this time may be an hour, a day, week, or month. It depends upon that particular management, that how they are going to calculate the time, on which basis. Okay, so in this way, in this method, we'll be learning how it is calculated, what are its advantages, and what are its disadvantages. Then the second method is piece wage method. It is also called as piece rate system, where workers are paid at stipulated rate per piece. That means how many outputs or how many units they are producing. On basis of that, their remuneration is being calculated. So advantages and disadvantages of this method we are going to study. And this method is used to judge the efficiency of that worker. That means how well his performance, how performing, how efficient that worker is on his work, and how speedily he is doing his work, right? So these things are considered whenever you are calculating your piece wage method. Then next thing is that we are going to see what are the incentive plans. Okay, so incentive plans or incentives are paid to more efficient workers who, and it's a kind of extra compensation given to those worker who are doing performing very well. That means for their good work, we can call it as the fruit of their good work. Okay, so how they are calculated, whether on daily basis, monthly basis. So what are the features of incentive plans, that we'll be learning. Then at the same time, we'll also consider fringe benefits. So fringe benefits, these are the extra benefits provided to employees in addition to their normal compensation paid in the form of wages or salary. So here what we are expected to do is that we want to satisfy our human resource, because in my earlier lecture also I told you that once your human resource is fully satisfied, that is your asset. right? So you want to create an asset regarding your human resource. So you have to satisfy your human resource by all the ways, and especially your monetary benefits, your monetary benefit which you are going to give them, incentives, provide a very good, you can say, good mindset is developed in your human resource, where they feel satisfied that my organization is paying me some extra benefit for my good work. We talked about incentive plans, isn't it? So that is an extra benefit. In the same way, fringe benefits, other than your remuneration, you are going to get something extra other than your wages and salary. So in addition to that, so why these types of fringe benefits are required? To satisfy your human resource, to increase their efficiency, to increase their performance. If your human resource works very well efficiently, then definitely you'll be on the path of success. So you'll have to strive hard to see to it that your human resource efficiency gets increased. So what are the objectives of fringe benefits, and what types of fringe benefits can be provided? So there are various types of fringe benefits. It depends upon how you how the management takes the decision which is to be provided. Okay, so those benefits can be provided. So that is the first part of remuneration. Now the second part, we are going to see about performance appraisal. Now performance appraisal means, in simple words, it means evaluating the performance of your employees. Okay, so that is the management word or term for performance evaluation, is performance appraisal. You are going to evaluate your performance of your employees, that whether they are performing good, bad, average, isn't it? So there are various methods through which you can go for that appraisal. So what is the importance of performance appraisal, and which are the methods, traditional and modern methods, that we are going to see here. Okay, now coming towards the fourth topic is international human resource management. Okay, now here we'll be learning about HRM at international level. Okay, so what is the difference between domestic HRM and international HRM? Okay, now whenever people are working in their own country, it's a different thing. That means we are very comfortable with our country, we are acquainted with the laws of our country, we know we don't have any communication problem, we are we are acquainted with the languages used in our country. So in short, we have less burden or less pressurized in our country, right? So domestic HRM is is easy to handle, we can say. But we are when we are talking about international HRM, here we are going to see that when people leave their country and start doing their job in a foreign country, then there are number of problems, right? And the job of uh, organization is to see to it that your foreign employee is quite comfortable in your country, in your organization, and not only mentally he is stable, but also there are so many other uh, tensions of that particular employee. Because if your employee is traveling to another country for doing job, then he has his own family along with him, or her, whoever is there. So there's a problem of family settlement in that new country. Then your spouse, your family, your children, they might feel uncomfortable, they don't adjust with the other country's culture, language easily, you don't get adapted towards another country's culture. So those are the problems. So here the organization has to take care of your foreign employees. You have to see to it that they are more comfortable in a foreign country. So you have to look after their settlement, their mental stability, right? And the tensions through which they are going through, you have to see to it that they are mentally very stable, they don't have any kind of settlement tensions and tensions of their family, their schooling, their education, their colleges. Such kind of tensions have not to be there. Okay, so that part we are going to see, that how domestic HRM is different from international HRM. Then what are the challenges faced in international HRM? Just now I told about, people get homesick, they get emotionally imbalanced, they are not comfortable in foreign countries. So these are the certain challenges faced in international HRM. So what are they? Then certain cultural shocks we are having, then socio-cultural changes, political relations, so many things are there at international level. So that will be learning. Then the next part we are having is about expatriation process. So we are talking about repatriation process, right? So what is repatriation process? It's a process of returning back from an international assignment to your home country. Means just now we were talking about international HRM, where an employee starts working in a foreign country, but there are certain companies who assign a specific job to an employee for only a small period of time. For example, you are an employee in an Indian company, and you have been deputed to, for example, to another country. It may be US. For example, we will consider you are deputed to US for 6 months for completing a project, just for a period of 6 months, okay, or 1 year or 2 3 years, whatever. Okay, so after 2 years, after 6 months, after completion of the assignment or the project which is being the responsibility of which is being shouldered upon you, you come back to your own country, right? So this called process is called as repatriation process, where you come back from an international assignment to your home country, right, after completion of that assignment. Now this what happens when you come from another country to home country. Again, there are certain mental imbalances, readjustment, re-entry of you as an individual, and also of your family back to home country, isn't it? So here also again you have to come back, settle down in your own country, right? So this process is called as repatriation process. Okay, so that also will be learning. And the last part we are going to see is expatriate failure. Okay, now expatriate means the foreigners who go to another country for purpose of doing job, or any kind of job, seeking job in another country. Now what happens, as I told, that in comparison of domestic and international HRM, we'll be learning the challenges faced in international HRM, but here reasons for expatriate failure, we are going to see that why people fail in another country, isn't it? People or their families, they are having some adjustment problems related to their spouse, their families, then emotional maturity, or as I said, there are some cultural shocks. You are unable to match with that other country's culture, language, eating habits, everything, all kinds of culture. So how to adjust with a new environment. Some people are having some inadequate technical competence, some of them are having some emotional problems. So why expatriates, there is failure of these things, why people fail when they go in another country. So what are the reasons behind it, and that reasons we are going to see. Okay, so with this we completed the whole discussion about all the four topics which we are going to learn this year. Now these are the reference books. uh, these are just few reference books. There are many reference books in our library also, but few I have mentioned. The best one is, you'll have your K. Ashwathappa HRM is the best book I have been through. So I would also recommend you to go for this book as well. And with this, I stop my presentation, today's presentation. From today, next presentation onwards, we'll be talking about, we'll start with the first unit. Okay, thank you. Thank you.